Scott asked me if I'd take a few minutes to tell a story or two or three or five about fish, which I was glad, honored, happy to do for you guys. It's a lot of fun to remember the times that we had. I'm sure you had lots of memories yourself. However, he only gave me a 3 to 5 minute window. And for those of you that know me, I don't shut up very often. I can talk. Hey, how's it going? Glad to have y'all. Glad to be a part of this celebration, even though I wasn't able to make it down to Texarkana. I'm stuck in the hollers of Kentucky. When I say stuck. Not a fun place to be. It's all right. Like to shoot deers and chase toothless women. What's going on, everybody? Glad to be with y'all today at Fish's Memorial, Benson Anable. I hope you hear me up in big blue skies, heaven, whatever you guys believe. I don't want to offend anybody in today's time, you know what I mean? But if you're watching, Benson, got me a cold berry thinking about you, buddy. Scott wanted me, or asked me if I would. I'm not sure he wanted me to. He might have been cattle prodded by somebody else, and probably shook his head and thought about it a few nights. Kind of hoped it didn't, but I want to tell a few stories about my buddy. One of the things I love about Fish the most, there was, I don't know, hundreds of people. Raise your hand if you consider you were Fish's best friend, you know? I did. Fish had a bunch of best friends that considered him their best friend. He was just that kind of guy. I irritate people. Fish is probably the only person in my life ever that I've never had an argument with. Never did. Never got mad at. We had a lot of good times, a lot of fun. My daughter's favorite story is the one where Fish and I were in Mena, Arkansas. We've been in Mount Ida all day, crystal hunting. Stopped by my aunt's cabin out in Mena, Arkansas. Had a little shot of, let's say, moonshine, just to keep it real. Stopped by the old McDonald's there, and well, heck, they called the police on our car. So we went to the pokey there, Mena. They booked us in. Fish was in the drunk cell, and I'm right in front of the drunk cell, getting my paperwork and whatnot done, and they call Fish up, and I'm still standing there in my little orange suit and baby killers. They said, "You got anything on you?"
He said, "Nothing but this pocket knife." And he pulled out a knife about this big. And they all stepped back and looked at each other like, what idiot didn't check them first, you know? They were like, "You got anything else on you, Mr. Anable?" He said, "Nothing but a pocket full of crystal rocks." And he grabbed into his pocket and he slung about 100 little crystal rocks
right down the counter. And all of them immediately were just like coming forward. And I started laughing. I couldn't help it. That's my daughter's favorite story. She has me tell it quite often. Some other good stories about him, and of course, I could go all day long on stories about Benson. Of course, you could too. Hell, Fish even loved the village idiot. Isn't that right, Jared? I'll let y'all guess which one Jared is. Another great story is he went down with me down to Galveston, Texas. My sister was getting married. They rented a beach house in Crystal Beach, and we stayed out there a few days and hung out and, you know, had a good time. And last night we were about to go, and all I remember is Fish pulling my feet. I was on the roof, passed out, tad bit inebriated. I wasn't the only one up there, however. There managed to still be a few clothes left on, so that was good. Somehow Fish was the responsible one that night, that whole weekend. Until we got in the car and I looked in the trunk of my grandmother's Cadillac and seen the "Do Not Disturb the Baby Sea Turtle" sign from the Fish and Game Wildlife Police. Fish and jacked it in the middle of the night. That's why he was up, being responsible. He loved his metal signs. Just about everything you can talk or say about the gentleman was pretty amazing. He was full of life, full of adventure. He packed 12 days into 24 hours, just about every day of his life. Last story I want to finish with real quick is the one where Fish, Jared, and God, who knows else, was at my house, and we were in the garage there on State Line, and Jared was having a difficult time. He was ready to go home. He had the desire, he just didn't have the ability. He kept telling Fish over and over, I want to go home, I want to go home. Fish kept saying, as soon as you put your feet on that concrete, I'll take you home. I want to go now, you don't understand. Fish said, just put 1 foot on that concrete. 1 foot. Just 1 foot on that concrete and I'll take you home. He tried, unsuccessful again. Until his lady friend that had been on a search mission for him showed up with a disgusted look on her face. Got him and took him home, and then Fish was like, well, I guess it's time for me to go. He went to go walk out of the garage, and as he did, Merle and Haggard were both, my peacocks, were up on the roof, just waiting. And Fish come walking through, and Haggard, the male peacock, come down on top of him right in the back. And Fish screamed like a little schoolgirl. It was amazing. One of the best memories I ever had of him. God, I could talk all day about him, but I do want to tell you one thing. Please keep in mind. You want to be a titty this afternoon on his celebration and go over there and cry and whine and get all emotional because you're selfish about your feelings and not celebrate his life, he wouldn't be very happy with you. He don't want you crying over him, I guarantee you. Now, don't get me wrong. I've shed some tears myself. It's hard not to do. We'll miss you, you old bastard. We're gonna miss you, Benson Lee Anable. Scott, thank you again for letting me share a little bit with y'all. Y'all have a great day. Eat some barbecue. Remember Handsome Jack. All right. Enough about me. Y'all go celebrate. Have a good time. Peace. Nothing but love.
Hey, Devin. Talked to your father in a dream last night. He said, stop being gay.